Hello everyone, Peter Z YouTube back again with another deck review. This is the Prime deck of cards, Prime playing cards, not to be confused with the other Prime deck that I reviewed a couple days ago, a few days ago, a week ago, whatever it was. That was the made in Italy Prime poker cards. We've also done a couple other decks. This has nothing to do with Prime in Italy. This is designed by a artist for artofplay.com. Nothing to do with the Italian deck. Just so there isn't any confusion, which I'm sure there will be. You can tell this by the art that it has nothing to do with Prime poker cards in Italy. The front of the box says Prime, and at the bottom corner here it says it's designed in the United Kingdom. If you can read that or not, I don't know. And there's a couple of weird figures made out of diamonds and circles. On one side it says Prime, and it also says quality playing cards exclusively for Art of Play, designed by Ben Newman. Really hard to read that, I think, but there you go. The other side, it simply says Prime in a whole bunch of colors. Top, it has, from what I can tell, the 4 pips underneath the seal. It's hard to see that. Bottom has the Art of Play logo, designer playing cards, it says. Barcode, and it says it's printed in Taipei by the Expert Playing Card Company. Copyright by Ben Newman, artofplay.com, blah blah. The back, you will see the back design of the cards, which is a unfortunate one-way, just because of these 4 colors here in the center. And then you get a custom seal, which has another weird diamond face, and it looks like a stamp. It's actually about the size of a postage stamp. Actually, it's bigger than a bit bigger than a regular seal. On a flap, more diamonds and circles, apparently, or at least diamonds. Here, more circles. Inside the box, you get some orangey colors, and well, it's orange on the sides and it's blue, and at the very bottom you'll see orange and white diamond with the orange in the corners from the sides. I also noticed, I don't know if you can tell, you will be able to tell, but I actually noticed that when I was looking at these, I can't really tell right now, but I could almost like see through this box. It's almost transparent or just very thin or something. I can't see that right now though, but I did see it before. But let's get to the cards. First of all, I get the Art of Play ad card. It'd actually be kind of cool if they did a deck of cards that had this spade pip for the Ace of Spades as a kind of like standard Art of Play deck. It says Art of Play, some of the best playing cards in the world, featuring luxury, designer, and custom decks. Great for magic, cardistry, poker, and collecting. Artofplay.com. However, this deck of cards is not really good for magic. I'm not sure you really want to use it for cardistry, and it's not exactly good for poker. It's basically good for collecting. Why? That's part of the reason. I mean, look at that thing. It's just a bunch of colors. It looks like it's the roof of a house. A hip roof, it would be. If it was the roof of a house. You get another ad card, because one isn't enough. It says Prime, designed by Ben Newman, produced and distributed by the D&D Playing Card Company. Aha, that's pretty interesting. Exclusively for Art of Play 2014. And I thought that Dan and Dave had nothing to do with Art of Play. It seems like this might have been I think maybe what they're doing now is, instead of putting decks like this on Dexstarter, they're just selling them, which is what they should be doing in the first place. If that's what they're going to be doing with Dexstarter, why not just sell them? Because with Dexstarter you get decks that, well, look like this, and then nobody buys them. They're barely fun. It takes Dan and Dave putting money into them to fund them, as well as Justin Buck, who owns Art of Play. And then they have difficulty selling them. They have to get rid of them as mystery decks. because nobody wants them. And yeah, it's ridiculous. And then of course they got the whole deck starter thing, which is supposed to be like Kickstarter, except that all the decks are guaranteed to be produced. They're guaranteed to fund, thanks to Dan and Dave and Justin. And most of them aren't that good. They're done by like high-end designers that don't know anything about playing cards. And well, that's that. This sort of rant. So here's the jokers. Say joker in the two corners are some kind of weird figure. Again, lots of circles and triangles throughout, and colors as well. Ace of Spades, it's a triangle, and it says Prime, designed by Ben Newman at the bottom. And it's got a little happy face in it. In fact, all the aces have a happy face in them. Well, except for this one. Out of all of them, the diamonds and hearts look the most normal. So here's the court cards, all this weird, really weird ass figures. They look like aliens or something. I mean, I got no problem with a deck that's trying to be fun or anything like that, but this is a company that prides itself on exquisite decks of cards, collectible decks of cards for cardistry, and then they're selling this. I mean, really? It just is kind of weird. So here's your spades, the triangles. They remind me of the pips in a Legends of Zelda deck that I have. Hearts, pretty standard. Clubs, they're okay, they're just circles. I mean, I don't understand, like when it comes to this, I understand maybe they want to keep it as circles, but why not put a little circle underneath for the stem? Kind of like they have a little triangle underneath there. Would make it just a little bit better, in my opinion. But then again, this deck, well, there's a lot of things that could be a little bit better with this one. It is made by Expert Playing Cards. So they handle okay. This is a bit of an issue. They just look like crap when you fan them out. There's not much going on, despite the fact that you got all these colors on the back design. You really don't get a whole lot, even with a special spread like that. You don't really get a whole lot. That being said, quality is alright. You have to break them in just a little bit, and stock is good. It's a linen finish, embossed finish. Pretty thick stock, I will say, compared to some others. But that is that. You can get these at artofplay.com. And if you're looking for other decks that might be a little bit better, go to collectibleplayingcards.com, use the code FREEZE and you'll get 10% off your orders. And actually, this stand doesn't look too bad. Could be better, but it's not too bad. It is unfortunate that it is a one-way design with these triangles and rectangles in the center, but you know, it is what it is. It's a colorful, fun deck. Take it as it is, I guess. See you next time with more reviews.